Okay, so what I want to talk about in this video is why it's important to have your own business. And, really I think sometimes people take for granted the opportunities it kind of presents. And, if you look at the other options that are available, there's so many benefits to having your own business and being ambitious with it. So I want to play you a clip which really kind of breaks down. So you think the alternative of running a business would be something like, the traditional wisdom is that you go and work for a well-established company and, you go and move to a different city and you go and do that. But it's really when people kind of break down the maths right down in this day and age of what that actually mean financially. So I'm going to play you a little clip now to kind of illustrate what I'm talking about. So this is Jared Glant talking about basically, if you're earning $160,000 a year working for as a salesperson for a top tech company, what your costs actually are and how it actually breaks down. Because it's not until people kind of break it down bit by bit you realise the problem with that type of situation. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play the clip and then talk about it at the end.
So, $160,000 a year. Now, let's just assume that that's going to be in a major metropolitan market. Let's just assume California, because that's where a lot of the tech companies are based. That's $160,000 a year. They get about half of that in taxes by the time it's all said and done with, right? So that leaves you with about 80 grand net to you, right? 80 grand divided by 12 months is $6,600 a month. Now that is real money, $6,600 to live off of. Now I've got a breakdown here of living expenses. So housing, transportation, utility costs, and other household operational costs. These are all the things that have to come out of that $6,600. Food, Social Security contributions, healthcare, entertainment, which they have entertainment budgeted as $2,500 a year. That's $200 a month for entertainment. Apparel and services, so getting business clothes, dry cleaning, keeping all your clothes up to par, keeping those undies fresh. Tommy John, what's up? Education, vices, miscellaneous, and personal care. So this comes out to about $65,000 a year with the entire list that they have here, right? So $65,000, $80,000, that leaves you $15,000. By the way, their housing expense was $10,000 for the year. That means $800 a month. There ain't a place on the planet in Northern California, in the San Jose area, where you can live for $800 a month. You can't even rent half a room there for $800 a month. So when you start doing the real math about money, that $160K goes away like that, right? If you buy a house, you buy a $500,000 house. Again, in a major metropolitan market where these types of companies are putting their home base, it's expensive to live there. It's expensive to go out there. It's just expensive. The cost of living is just higher, right? You go into cities like New York, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Jose, the whole Silicon Valley area, right? I looked at a list of the top 10 most expensive places to live. California, New York, and Hawaii was one of them. But California and New York, there's two massive states, and that's where a lot of companies are headquartered, right? So you have to understand that by the time you take that 160 and you apply everything that goes attached to it, you're left with virtually nothing, right? $800 a month. If that was more real and you were in a one bedroom and you were paying $1,600 a month in San Diego and probably not the best area of town, dude, that leaves you with like $5,000 at the end of the year. What are you going to do with $5,000? Emergency comes up, $5,000's gone. Car breaks down, tranny blows up, that's gone. And then you're in a position where you're like, dude, I'm making $160,000 a year and I'm freaking broke.
Okay, so you can see when you actually start doing the maths and breaking it down, how if you've got a salary like that, it can really easily be eaten away. And there's always things that come up. There's always additional expenses. So that's why I think running a business is a great idea, because it doesn't give you that cap on the ceiling and also gives you that location independence as well. And again, it's not to really start breaking down, those costs bit by bit, you realize how quickly those salaries can go away. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you got value from it, then give it a like and subscribe to the channel.